month or so ago, Dutch Mantel said via Twitter he thought WWE could be sold within a matter of weeks to ESPN and Fox. I mean, he was clearly very wrong here, as here we are and that's not happened, and my guess would be whatever he did here pertained to pay-per-view rights as opposed to the whole shebang. I mean, that rumour has been swirling around for ages now, and I tell you, if WrestleMania 37 is still on the network, I will be surprised. I look like this. That's how much I care. He did say it though, for some reason, but it really does make you think. What the hell would happen if Vince McMahon did sell WWE? I would imagine that 99% of people watching right now were born into a McMahon in charge world, and even the thought of him not being in the hot seat is weird. Maybe the universe implodes as soon as he does step away. Maybe Vinnie Mac at the top is what's keeping us safe from aliens. And I know that sounds crazy and all conspiracy theory, but all I'm saying is since he's been in that position, none of those two things have happened now, have they? This is obviously a joke. Don't go crazy in the comments going, oh, he's nuts. I am, but not for this. It just seems so unlikely to me, especially as in 2020, Vince also locks the XFL. To give up your entire catalogue of goodness so fast doesn't sound like what we know of the man, and really, this may be more about ESPN and Fox than it is about WWE, and that sounds like maths, but I'm going to explain. So what do I mean by that? Well, in 2019, Disney acquired Fox and they already owned ESPN, and if you turn the clock back, it isn't the first time that such rumours have surfaced. For much of the 2010s, even without a barrage of major stars, those three initials shone bright like stars. As such, we always got these theories that a deal was about to drop, even though it never did. I mean, I can say I'm about to buy WWE, but if 1 year on, I'm still spouting the same nonsense, you're allowed to walk up to me and punch me in the face. That's the law. It's why I feel the selling of content is more likely than the actual company, because again, McMahon has been open about this. He wants pay-per-view back on pay-per-view, a move that is going to cause gangbusters throughout the wrestling community when and if it happens. We've just been spending $9.99 a month for everything. How are we going to feel when it's now $30, $40, or even $50? WWE better start making those major shows feel like major shows, otherwise they're going to fall into the sea. And let's say that Mickey Mouse did take charge of World Wrestling Entertainment too, with the years and everything. Let's jump into a new reality. What does that even entail? Disney Plus launched around the globe earlier this year, and it was drowning in recognizable names. Star Wars, Pixar, Marvel, The Simpsons. Do a quick Google of any of these franchises though, and do you know what you find? People moaning about what Disney did to them. Now, I think it goes way too far, but it's out there, and I tell you, after a while, you start to realise that a lot of these criticisms also sound like those who are also the most upset about current WWE. Isn't that just a brain screw-up jobby thing? Fans of WWE are upset that the promotion doesn't look or feel anything like it did 20 or so years ago, and that's before being snapped up by somebody else. And would new employers change any of this? Would Raw or SmackDown benefit from being on Disney Plus? I mean, it's not a bad company to keep. The Avengers to SummerSlam. And to be fair, wrestling and Disney have been in bed together before. Not like in a creepy way, I'm talking about business. If you remember the days of WCW, Eric Bischoff moved their TV tapings to the MGM studios in 1993, which was located smack bang in the middle of Disney World. It helped as it made the brand feel bigger and better than it currently was, and even the holiday makers who were shuffled in as a makeshift crowd, well, they did an okay job when it came to atmosphere. I mean, okay literally, but this was a shrewd move, and it saved the company money, but again, that's a different video. But one thing you'd imagine Disney would 100% do is increase all of this production, and let's face it, WWE's production is already pretty increased. We know about all the camera cuts and the gloss, but I doubt an organization as big as this would carry on as the old guys did it. They would Hollywoodize it as much as they could, because that's what they do. That's why a lot of people are upset about Star Wars. Oh, they holodize Luke Skywalker. It'll be fine. In many ways, that could rock, however. Here's me playing devil's advocate. You wouldn't have to miss pyro because it would be all over the place, and the sheer aesthetic of the thing would probably go out of its way to try and attract more casual viewers, as Disney did whatever they could to wow them with how the whole thing looks. Don't forget, you got to win your eyes over first, and they have to think things are beautiful. It would be like strapping a rocket to the whole outfit with someone that has money to burn. And Disney could do that literally too if they wanted. WrestleMania could be on the moon. Why the hell not? The cash is there. And think about what would go on behind the scenes. Disney has theme parks all over the world, and if you're looking for new attractions, why not a proper Hall of Fame museum at one of their resorts, or even a new restaurant but this time doesn't die a death in Times Square. I'm still upset about that. I wanted to go to New York and visit that thing, and now it's just dead. Dead. I know I sound like a loser, but again, I would go to these things. Nintendo are currently building a theme park in Japan, and I will swim there if I have to. The kid in me demands it. If I get to play real-life Mario Kart, again, in the water, and I'll just go and I'll go. I'll breaststroke until I can't breaststroke no more. The underlying factor would be a desire to engage with the mainstream again, and that instantly would put stars and ratings above match quality. I know, calm down, or the 5-star classic. McMahon clearly doesn't live or die by bell-to-bell action. Just watch Raw or SmackDown recently to see, as he now goes after increased numbers, talking segments have gone up and wrestling matches have got shorter. That's just his way. Clearly the way of one Bruce Pritchard. With that all said, Vince still has his roots in what wrestling always has been, and Disney would not be on board that train at all. Even with AEW kicking all the ass, most people use the initials WWE to describe all of wrestling because they are the market leaders. In that sense, they're the same as Disney, who, as mentioned, have gobbled up all these properties that basically define entertainment. If you're trying to entertain, Disney gonna go, here's $1 billion, we just bought you. But I didn't want to sell. Tough. These people aren't going to care about work rate or technical wrestling. The focus would be on stars, exposure, and really treating these characters like cast members who they can use to try and make the whole thing even bigger than it is now. If I'm the CEO of Disney, and I'm not, and this has fallen in my lap, the bottom line becomes my number one goal. I don't care if somebody can go 45 minutes in the Tokyo Dome. I probably don't even know what that means. What it really would come down to is how McMahon sees all of this. He fought tooth and nail to remove the word wrestling from people's minds and replace it with, sports entertainment. If Disney swooped in, they wouldn't even need the word sports. It would be entertainment, pal. And here's Mickey Mouse as your brand new WWE champion. You heard that here first. And don't pretend it couldn't happen. Vince Russo, David Arquette, Vince McMahon himself, Mickey Mouse doesn't seem too far-fetched. And the final part, every time we do start to discuss Vince McMahon and the ownership of World Wrestling Entertainment, is that deep down, we think it could be better after he's gone, but we just don't know. It's like, I got an iPhone X recently. I was so excited. I had the iPhone 7 Plus. I was like, oh man, this is going to be such a big deal, such a huge change. The iPhone X, whatever the hell it's called, is absolutely crap, and now I mourn and I yearn for my iPhone 7 Plus. Now, deep down, I don't actually think that will be the case with Vince McMahon. I actually think you probably do want to inject some new blood in there, be that Triple H or whoever. Maybe Disney, get Goofy. Goofy will do a good job. He can come in and be like, oh wait, Goofy doesn't talk. I can't think of any Disney characters. Anyway, everyone has a certain shelf life, and I think we've got that currently with Mr. McMahon, but we don't know. And that is what's so crazy about this entire situation. I have been watching wrestling for pretty much 30 years, and every time I've chosen to watch WWF or WWE, Vince McMahon has been at the helm. Nobody else has been making the decisions. Nobody else has been able to greenlight ideas. It's all gone through him. And that, to me, is so crazy. I feel like my brain is going to slip out my ear and run away, and then I'm going to be brainless, and I'm going to collapse on the floor like Homer Simpson when Ned Flanders is talking to him about the difference between cider and apple juice, whatever the hell it was. Well, we got off track there, didn't we? But this is what happens when we discuss this subject. You can go in every single direction you so choose. If you're a fan of the Wrestling Observer, Dave Meltzer happens to be a critique of Paul Levesque, also known as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, because while he thinks he's very good when it comes to wrestling, look at NXT right now. Are they beating AEW in the ratings? No, they're not. They have been doing a lot better the last few weeks, so that's something to be excited about. Who knows what's going to happen? But ultimately, it's not like he took all his ideas and made a product explode like Raw and SmackDown were in the late 90s and early 2000s. Maybe we're never going to get those days again. I hope we do, but I don't see where that's coming from. And also, who else would want to buy WWE? If not for Disney, are there any really sort of obvious buyers that stand out? I'm not sure there is, so maybe it stays within the McMahon unit until we're all dead. So when I am dead, somebody's going to have to bring me back to life just so I know what happens here. I need to know. Maybe I end up running WWE. The bald asshole, I will push Cesaro so hard. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about this. Would Vince McMahon actually ever sell WWE, or do we just have this conversation because it provides us with a distraction and a little bit of fun? Like the video, share the video, subscribe to What Culture Wrestling, head over to whatculture.com, read yourself some articles, follow What Culture on Twitter, WhatCulture WWE, and watch more videos here. on What Culture Wrestling. My name is Simon from What Culture. Thank you as always for joining me. And again, if you do want my 2 cents, I don't think he's going to do it. Vince McMahon will run this company until the day he probably passes away or gets too sick that he can't do it anymore. But ultimately, that could be like 20 years in the future. It is said that his mother is still alive. She's like 99 years old and she plays tennis every single day. Oh, I did that. The McMahon gene pool is like superheroes, which ties into this video with Disney. He could be 110 and still trying to push Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns will be old, he'll be like, I don't want to do this anymore, Vince, I don't care. Why? Just give up on your dream. And he'll be like, no, pal, got a great idea. You can go over The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Be like, The Undertaker passed away a long time ago, Vince. And you're laughing maybe, you're thinking I'm a fool. I think it's going to happen. Thanks very much. See you soon.